Hey guys, this is John Cook, Director of GVI, Group Violence Intervention, Support and Outreach. Tune in Thursdays at 7 p.m. Coming soon, we will have a Hope and Healing podcast with real stories, inspirations, and some raw information that is really going to be impactful in your lives. Follow us on Facebook at GVI Support and Outreach. Thank you, tune in. If you're looking for a transformative change, some thinking processes of healing, we'll see you soon. Peace. Welcome to your Hope and Healing podcast. My name is John Cook. I'm the director, and right now you will expect some great positive information and feedback. But right now, it's not about me. It's about Jernaziah Smith. I have take pride and great privilege in introducing you. Here's what I like to do. We like to play a game. If I can have a word to describe you, it'd be electrifying. The reason why I say electrifying is because it appears to me that from the moment I met you, you were able to captivate whoever it may have been that was right in front of you, and give them a surge of positivity. But you also was raw, right? And if a person wasn't real connected to you, then they was gonna know how you felt. You wasn't gonna cut no corners. You was gonna give them the truth. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you have Jernaziah Smith, real deal Jernaziah Smith.
Hello.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here today.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate your time and I appreciate your energy. And let's cut straight to it.
Okay.
That's cool. What I realize about you is that if everybody around you ain't or is not being better, you're gonna let them know the truth.
Yeah.
Very outspoken, very truthful about your feelings, and that's something I admire you about. You're just real, right?
Yeah.
Real.
I mean, that's his life. Yeah. You want somebody to be honest with you.
No,
I
agree.
Not be honest with somebody else.
I agree.
And then it's like, as far as the feelings, telling somebody how you feel, everybody thought process is different. So if you don't tell nobody how you feel, and they gonna start thinking about how they think you feel, and they're gonna treat you off of how they think you feel, not how you really feel.
Do you think the word electrifying describes you? How would you describe it?
I describe myself as I don't think it's a word. Myself. I describe myself as me.
Who is me?
She is me. I am her. Like it's not a word to describe it because I'm like one of one. It's not like you can find somebody like, oh well, she's like her, but she's not her.
Do you feel like everyone is created different?
Yes.
So in the description of I am she and a one of one, if you can put in a summary who she is.
She's dope. She is courageous. She is amazing. She's knowledge. She is growing.
That's nice. And the funny thing is that somebody that has this high esteem of how you value yourself, why do you think that, or was your process to learning you, was it a hard process to discovering?
It was a hard process because I didn't always look at myself that way. I didn't always. I mean, I always was told about the potential, but I never seen it in myself. I've never been through the tribulations to know that I can overcome what I overcame. So if I was still stuck there, how am I supposed to know that I can be better than what I was? So once I became better, I started to know, like, I'm worth it. I'm that. I'm growing. I'm like, I know I can be better. Like, I'm not done growing at all. I don't think I will ever be done growing. Because even when I get like old, I'm still gonna like try to do something that other old people don't do. It's just, I don't know.
It's like a growing process.
It's a growing process.
Do you embrace
for sure.
the growth?
Yes, I embraced the growth because it was hard. It was hard, and it was something that I thought that couldn't, but it wouldn't happen. It was like,
describe that process to grow.
To grow is to like really know.
Well, your process.
My process from growing was to realize like everything you're going through is it gets greater later. As long as you put the effort into it, as long as you want it, you gotta want it. And once I wanted it, like I could always say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, but my heart didn't want it. So I was still doing everything that was stopping me from getting to where I wanted to go.
Why didn't your heart align with your destiny?
Because my heart was still aligned with other things that was blocking my destiny. So as long as my heart is pulling this way, I'm going with the greater pull, because my destiny wasn't pulling me hard enough. It was everything else that was stopping it. It was overpowering the growth. But once you just let that one rock drop and it go floating in the river and it go downstream, it don't stop. It don't stop. Somebody else on another side of the world probably gonna find that same rock and be looking like, oh wow, this is a nice rock. But I threw it in the river because it didn't mean nothing to me.
So you oh, that's deep. So you were giving it away.
So I'm letting the bird fly. I'm letting it fly because it don't mean nothing to me. But the bird's flying south. The bird flying somewhere else. And it could be a bird call or something that is admiring this bird. Like they taking pictures. Are they taking the bird, they're nursing the bird got a broken wing, they nursing the bird, and then the bird means everything to that person. Miles and miles away. But I gave the bird away because I don't cherish the bird. I didn't care about the bird. So if I gave it away, it's no longer, I really don't care about it no more because I gave it away. It's not my problem. So once you give it away, it's not your problem no more.
So was it easier to give the bird away?
No. I told you the bird had broken wings. Like the bird had to fly, but I didn't want to nurture the bird no more. I was giving up on the bird because the bird didn't want to be nurtured. It didn't want to be nurtured by me. I wasn't the nurturer for the bird. So once I gave it away, it's not my problem anymore. The bird can't keep me back. The bird can't hold me. The bird is no longer a problem. It's not the bird is not on my mind. So now that the bird not on my mind, I could think about the nest and what the bird left behind. The eggs. So when the egg hatch and it's a little chick or whatever you want to call it, you can bring that bird up the way you want it brought up.
Break the generational curses.
Yeah.
So that's a powerful thing. Do you feel like, because now the bird is flying.
The bird's flying.
The bird is flying. The bird been through, and I like to say the vicissitudes, and that's like the struggles of life. Along that journey, do you appreciate that journey?
Yes, for sure. That's why you stop and you let somebody heal you. Because if the bird didn't appreciate it, the bird gonna keep flying. The bird's not gonna stop and let you take care of him because the bird's not gonna trust you to take care of him. The bird don't know you.
I know, that's the first thing you said to me.
Yeah, the bird don't know you, so the bird not gonna stop and count on you to fix the wings if the bird don't know you.
And why would you? Why would you be a complete stranger?
Why would you be a complete stranger wanting to fix my? Why do you want to fix my wings? What makes me? And that's what makes you start thinking, what makes me so precious to you that makes you want to fix me? Why do you want to help me? You don't know me. I'm just a bird that just flew on your tree. Why do you want to help me?
You feel like that was the existence of our relationship?
I do feel like that. I feel like now we talk about destiny. I feel like that was destiny.
Okay.
Because it's like I would have just held on to the rock. I wouldn't have never let it go. Wouldn't have never let the bird go. I would have held on to the bird and the bird would have died. The bird would have died because the bird is so fragile. The bird can't have too many cuts in his wings. It's not going to be able to fly. The bird feet are butt so small. One break, then another break, then the bird is stuck. Once the bird gets stuck, the bird is food.
So then here's the thing, though. So if we replace bird with I, are you saying that in your trajectory you would have died?
I would have been food because I would have put myself in a position to be food. Like I wouldn't be somewhere sitting there thinking like I want to change or I want to do this or I want to do that or I want to do. I mean, it's been times where I almost gave up, but it was like it's always the bird healer.
And I want to say this. I thank you for giving, if I may, giving me the opportunity to actually just work with you, to be a part of your life. Because not only was the bird was precious, but the bird also taught me and what I needed to discover to change the community.
Exactly.
Because with that opportunity, there was others that came after that they were able to fly.
And I can say the same thing about you, because it's like the bird got okay. So the bird here, now you fixed me, but you got family that's gonna help you fix me as well.
Mm-hmm.
In the places where you can't fix me, or the places that you can't give your time and attention to the bird. When the bird need the medicine and you somewhere else, it was other people that come up behind you.
No, I agree. No, I agree. I agree. That's deep. I agree. So your journey is not only impactful; it's spiritual.
Yeah.
It's a psychological.
It's like everything in one, because I went through all that, like the deep depressions, like and it was hard. It was hard, and that's why I say like I'm there. I mean, my strength is something else, but it was like that's what I counted on.
If you can say words to describe this depression, what would that word be?
Dark. It was dark. Like
is dark and cloudy the same thing?
No, dark is just dark. Cloudy is cloudy because you can still see some light through the clouds. Dark is dark.
No
vision. Nothing. You if your eyes don't adjust to the dark, you can't see.
No vision.
No vision. So that means I didn't see nothing but what I thought was healing myself. So that was like the licks, the pills, whatever I was doing, whatever I thought that was going to help, but it wasn't.
So isn't the universe amazing where things could be dark, but you still have ears to hear?
Yeah.
And do you think that the sounds of love, sounds of victory,
the sounds of love, the sounds of emotion, like caring, like sound plays a major part in the darkness. Yeah. Because if you can't see, you can hear how far the sound is, how close it is to you.
Right.
You can move towards it.
Right. And so did you think that your adjusted healing came from sound, even if you wasn't able to see consistency in words?
Yeah, it was sound.
Telling you how much you are appreciated.
It was for sure sound. It was for sure sound. It was Miss G, like, you need to get the fuck up. It was you, like, we gotta do something. We gonna do it. And it was just like,
can I tell you something though? You know, more so than it being anyone, you know who it was? It was you. Yeah. And can I say something about the discoverance of you? I remember one time you told me, you said, listen, you says, I don't want you cutting my life if you ain't right, if you're not consistent, if you're not true. And one thing I never want you to do is I never want you to lie to me. If you can't do something, just don't do it. But just don't, let's not get in this relationship and start from the wrong thing. And I always appreciated that. But I also want to tell you about your victories. What do you see yourself?
I see myself sitting at the top of the hill, around the water, with a family, helping other people get where I came from. About it. I want to open my own practice.
What type of practice?
I want to help kids. Like, I'll be for the kids. I mean, because it starts when you're young, and then you get older, and you start like, you don't know how to express your feelings. You don't know how to. You don't even know what you feel. You just reacting off of what you think you feel. And people really don't know that it starts from when you're a child. And like, if you can help kids, you can like show kids that it's really people that care. Kids will really grow up different.
They'll be different. Can I ask you a question? I don't want to get too clinical, but if you could, and the reason why I use the word association is if you could describe your childhood in one word, what would it be? And let's say from 1 to 5.
From 1 to 5.
Just a word, without going into deep detail.
From 1 to 5, that's a number.
From the ages of 1 to 5.
Oh, 1 to 5? I don't even remember.
That's deep. So 5 to 10.
5 to 10. Heartbreaking.
Okay. And if heartbreaking. So what do you associate with heartbreaking?
That feeling that you ever had that feeling like it's a thunderstorm in your chest. And then it go all the way down to your stomach. And then it come back up. That's heartbreaking.
Do you is it hard for the heart to repair?
Nah. I mean, it is, but it take a lot. But once you realize, like, once you start loving yourself, it's going to be easy to love everything that you're supposed to love.
You think that love is the doctor to heartbreak, the repairman?
No, I think self-love is the self-love is the doctor to heartbreak. Self-love is the doctor to heartbreak. Because you can get your heart broken by a spouse and go find another one, and you still holding on to that heartbreak. So now you're going to break their heart or get your heart broke again.
The self-love is different.
The self-love is different because you, like I said, you learn to love everything that you're supposed to love. Once you know yourself and you know what you love, it's going to be hard to disappoint yourself. It's going to be hard to hurt yourself because
when you were, because what?
Because if I know, once you dig deep inside, you know what you like, you know what you want, you know what you're worth. So if you choose to put yourself in a position where you know that you're worth more than that, you can't hurt yourself because you know your worth. You know that wasn't on that level. So it's going to be either a loss, a disappointment, but it's not going to be a hurt.
That's deep.
Yeah.
If you could put can you count the number of times you were hurt?
Nah.
Can you count the number of times that you experienced joy?
Yeah.
Are you operating in joy now?
Yeah, I am.
Where does hurt have a place in your life?
Hurt gonna always have a place in my life because I lost people that I would never get back that was close to me. They was part of my life. Like it was when we all grew up together. It was just us. So it wasn't like it was going from here to there, from here to there. It was us. And that was my family. So like it's always gonna be hurt in my heart. It's just how you deal with it. Or you're gonna let that hurt overpower your love.
No, I agree. The object of hurt is, and some people deal with hurt and they never are able to heal from it. And then, but however, you allow yourself to see people. Like, explain this to me. How is a person that experienced so much hurt, through so much adversity, I'm talking about street talk, right? How did you get to a place where you can see people that you may have been in opposition with and see them as human beings? And not the people that bestow hurt upon you or your associates. Or do you see?
Yeah, I see people. I see people as regular human beings. They come from like the hurt. So like once you hurt and you hurt and you hurt, and you don't ever fully heal over the hurt, but it get better. So like once it get better, well, this is for me. I'm only gonna speak for me. Once the hurt got better in my heart, it just was like it hurted so bad. It was just like, how can you wish that upon another human being?
Like I often hear people like, listen, I don't wish jail on my worst.
Yeah, jail, you don't wish that on nobody.
So then
especially if we all been there before.
So here's the thing though. So I always say to myself, so I hear you folks, you say you don't wish jail on somebody, but why would you wish death if the same death made you hurt?
It's a difference with jail and death though, because like all right. When somebody do something that hurts you so bad, you don't think of them as a human being no more. Well, I don't.
No, understand.
Like it's like, what are you? Not who, what? What are you? You're nothing. Nothing plus nothing equals nothing. And I got that saying from my friend. She keeps saying that, and it really makes sense. Nothing plus nothing equals nothing. And it's like, I don't care. I mean, it's not right to feel that way, but it's right to feel that way.
So here's the thing, though. So nothing plus nothing equals nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing but nothing equals nothing. But then, remember when we first met, when we was doing like clinical, I was like, we were like walking through like what it would be like for you to be a clinician, and you was like taking an assessment and doing this and that. You remember that a long time ago? But if you thought about nothing plus nothing equals nothing, stay there. But then we talked about a bird being captured that felt like its broken bones and then did not do the same thing as other birds did, but then somebody found that nothing in that bird.
Okay.
And then readjusted that thinking of that bird, and that bird began to fly. So is it nothing plus nothing equals nothing under a perception of someone who thinks of nothing?
I'm not even gonna hold you. I just took it to one person in my head.
No,
So excuse me. I just took it to one person in my head, and that's wrong. That's
no. What you're saying was right. Though. I'm just saying is that from a clear observation.
It's from a clear observation because sometimes it's just some people who just dark. They're just so dark. They dark in their death.
They dark in it. That's deep. And so here's the thing, though. So, and if we thought about disabled individuals that are dark and deaf, they're considered vulnerable population. And as you begin to see and then have all senses be present to you, do you not look at them as a vulnerable population, somebody that's misguided and misunderstood, and somebody that was always unseen? Or do you look at them like a lost cause and they can never be?
No, I don't think you talking about disabled people. I think that people with disabilities are some of the strongest, like smartest people in the world.
Sure.
Because we move functionally. We move functionally. We do it. They have to, like blind people. They got to pick up extra senses. Like that's smart. Deaf people, like deaf people, you read in lips. Like you have a whole conversation just by looking at somebody talk. Like that's smart.
So think about that clinically, which is good. So the person that's fine. So the person that is spiritually blind and deaf, right? Spiritually disabled. Do they not have the right to be something?
They do have the right to be something. But if you don't want to be nothing, then why should somebody look at you as something?
Well, maybe
because at least the bird flew. Because if the bird didn't want to be nothing, the bird would have dropped down.
True. So you think that maybe the bird was in the right atmosphere and environment to discover their true self?
No, because the bird started from a bad environment. That's why the bird flew up. So once the bird started flying, if you don't want to fly, you just want to sit there and be there, then that's what you're going to do. You're going to turn into food. They're going to eat you, and that's just going to be that.
That's a clear perspective. That's a good perspective. There's a guy named John Lockman. He talks about this is super deep. He said that people's or kids and adults' experiences come from a blank canvas, and their life is mapped on that canvas, and then their perception of life is based off that blank canvas. So now, in my perspective, is when I think about the people that we were in opposition for and the things that we did, as a man that can think and function now, I look at it and be like, man, they were undiscovered birds, like I was. I just so happened.
Or they probably was ducks. They was on the land. They didn't know how to fly.
Agreed.
Or geese. Dirty.
What makes us different?
Makes you different. It's not really a difference because ducks don't fly, but they swim.
So you're saying by all means you got to your victory?
Yeah.
And that's what we need to do in community.
By all means, that's just life, period. But if that's what you want, if that's what your heart wants, then you either gotta swim if you're a duck, or you gotta fly if you're a bird.
You believe in forgiveness?
Yeah.
You know?
What
does forgiveness mean to you?
Forgiveness it's a part of healing. Like if you don't forgive somebody, it's always going to be on your heart. It's always going to be on your mind. It's always going to be, and it's like I don't want to say a bad spirit, but it's like a bad emotion. So if you just dwelling on this one thing, like if you steal my book bag in kindergarten and I see you in high school and I'm still mad that you stole, like, bro, like that's. But if I forgive you, then we can move on. But you would never move on if you don't forgive.
That's the truth. What's your life reward?
Breathing. Like what?
So it's not a tangible thing.
Nah, I think that
the breath that you breathe is
your life reward because it can get taken away by a second.
What did you learn?
Literally 1 second.
And what's your life's mantra? What values do you hold true to?
I hold true to love, loyalty, success, comfort, warmth. I got a lot of values that make my life like honesty, integrity, responsibility. It's a lot.
Are you free?
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not. The funny thing is that in transparency, people can look at it and say, "Hey, man, you got this, Cook, you got that." But the truth of the matter is, true freedom is seeing everybody else. For me, is seeing everybody else around me that where I grew in the same position that I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, so you
can't take everybody with you.
You can't take everybody with you, but you could take them to the water. You can't show them how to drink.
I agree.
Well, you can't make them drink.
Do you struggle with being one-on-one?
Nah, I don't.
You used to?
Nah, I don't think I ever was because I was always my own person. So like, if I don't care, I don't care. If I do, I do. I'm gonna show you I care. But I mean, you know why I struggle? Because I know that there's some way somehow I can help, but I don't know where to start.
In this day?
In this day, like right now, today.
So now, you have like stages of life. So now, are you in finding purpose stages of your life?
Yeah, because I'm starting to. It's starting to be the same stuff. Like, not the same stuff as in like it's getting on my nerves or nothing. It's just like
discovering your purpose is a thing.
Discovering purpose is a thing, but sometimes, how do you know if that's your purpose or if it's just not for the moment?
When it's free, when it's natural, when you wake up in the morning and you sleep at night, and you said that this is a part of me that I could not live with or live without. That's when you discover it's like an artist. When he wakes up in the morning, he's thinking about art, abstract art, color art, water art. A singer is thinking about melodies, right? A football player is thinking about plays, basketball players thinking about shots, swimmers thinking about swimming. When you wake up in the morning, what are you thinking about in regards to you that you feel like you're missing that part of the world is missing a part of you? You spoke about children.
Yeah, I always say that. I think about my nephew every morning. Even though he'd be right next to me, I just like look over and make sure he's still there.
Now, nephew as in other children as well. The rehabilitation of kids.
Now, I be thinking about my nephew as in my nephew, but I think about other children too. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like I don't know. It's just like, it's like the aunt in me. I don't know what it is. Like, I see kids outside. Can I get $1? I'm here. Or like, they just be like drawn to me.
Right.
I don't know what it is though.
So that might be a part of your purpose.
Nah, but people be, I don't know. I think I'm a healer.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a healer. Nobody heal me.
That's deep.
That's selfish.
So do you know that most people that are able to heal are the loneliest people in the world?
Yeah, I don't be lonely.
So you like environments? You like community? Excuse me. You like audience? Yeah. Are you introverted or extroverted?
I'm shy. I don't like holding. But like, it's crazy because it's like I can be the life of the party, but then I'm shy.
Truly.
Like,
is that a thing? Are you really?
I'm really shy. Like,
so you like to be by yourself?
Yeah, I like to be by myself.
So basically, you're a friend to everyone, but nobody's truly a friend to you because you don't allow yourself to be. Yeah. That's a lonely world.
Yeah, I'm always a friend.
You ever thought about like, man, if something was to happen to me, like who would show up?
I always think about that.
Yeah.
And I always think about like, who would it affect? But then I always just be like, I shouldn't be thinking like that. Because it be the people that you least expect that's always there.
No, I agree.
So I don't like every time I start thinking like that, I just be stopping. Like, I can't.
Stop that thought process.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't like that thought process because the way my mind works, I've been to thought some shit up and
Yeah.
I don't like that. So I just get that out of my head.
So I always think about, for me, it's like, have I transferred enough joy in the world?
Yeah, I think that too. Like I think like it's people going to see me for who I am today, who I was like years ago, or they just.
Let's talk about it.
Like,
let's talk about it. Welcome to Hope and Healing Process podcast. Let's talk about I like that. So, and I'll still that. I think about, are people going to think of me the way that I used to be, or the newfound purpose in what I am today? I remember those days. Yeah. And I never used to want to be in front of a podium or audience because somebody could say, hey, that whatever that person is today, it wasn't 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
It's
I remember always
like it's always an evil spirit that's going to keep bringing that up.
Yeah, but what do you do to shift that?
I just keep being me. I keep doing what I do. I go to work every day. Whatever I do on the weekend, that's what I do on the weekend. And I just take care of home and I mind my business.
You know what's powerful? I heard Bishop T.D. Jakes, he said, no matter where you go in life, there's going to be somebody to remember where you used to be. Mm-hmm. And I will say to you is that I get the glory at people now discovering what I used to be. Because if they see me now, only God can get the glory. Like, how did you do this with all the stuff that you've been through?
And it's like, I mean, it's a pro and a con because, yeah, you can say, oh, you used to be this, you used to be that, but you're saying used to. That's the key word, used to. Yeah. That's not me no more. At least you know that's not me no more. So I know I'm doing something right.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that, so what would you like to be seen within your legacy for, because you haven't discovered is where you want to be. That's what you said. But what would you like to be seen as now? If you can talk to all of America right now, you look right in that, in our podcast audience eyes, what would Jernaziah Smith like to be seen as?
The loving, caring, outgoing, party girl that I am.
That's right. And then for those
smart, genuine, loyal. I mean, even when I was like, I still had those traits, but I was just like a little bit like evil.
On the rough side.
Yeah, on the rough side.
Oh, can I tell you something? Have you ever noticed that whoever's the top of the top, they really put in a lot of pain? We really have a connection. You know why? And I say you will be one of them. Is because the no judgment for survival, right? In life, we had to survive. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, the universe and people didn't give us much. Mm-hmm. And so therefore, we weren't seen, and we had to survive based on how we had to survive. And I think that I don't call that an evil thing, nor do I call it a malicious thing or malice thing. I call it an unresolved me thing, where people were picking at my inability to stand up and be something. So whether it was oppressing me, whether it was putting my back against the wall, whether it was telling me that I wasn't going to be anything. Mm-hmm. After you hear that 1,000 times, and after you've seen, war and people trying to take from you or hurt you, you're going to get to a point where you say, I could either be fooled, or I can not allow you to make me become a fool. Mm-hmm. And I think that if you haven't been and had to survive in these egregious communities, then you wouldn't understand it. You wouldn't understand what it's like to not almost be able to come home. You know what I'm saying? To take a simple train ride and you get a whole bunch of, people out there with, trying to, you got to protect yourself. You would never understand. But then in the midst of protecting yourself, then the police, you could be incarcerated and stuff like that's a real thing. So you got to choose whether I'm going to lay down here and die or I'm going to protect myself. And that's a real thing. And do you feel like would you call your journey to survival like you escaped the realms of death on many occasions, or you just say that you were blessed?
Blessed.
You like the word escape?
No.
You just say that, so you were handpicked and selected to be.
I'm blessed. Like I just know I'm blessed. I just feel it.
That's right.
Every time, like all the time.
What would Jernaziah Smith say to the 15-year-old Jernaziah?
Well, that's a lot of words.
Yeah. Can you summarize it?
You gonna wish you knew.
You said you're gonna wish you knew.
Nah, you gonna wish you knew, but you didn't, and that's okay. Because it takes knowledge, and nobody can't tell you nothing they've never been through. She was outrageous. There's a lot to say to her.
Can I tell you something that's powerful?
She's beautiful. You're beautiful.
Yeah.
You're smart.
Fearless.
Yeah, you're fearless. You're loyal. And you can do it.
Can I tell you something from a 40-year-old man perspective? Here's what I discovered, and this is the healing part. That 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, I accepted God in my life. I became different, right? 14, 13, right?
They like rebellious years.
Yeah, but you want to know something, though? Healing. It's the healing part, y'all. For me. And I don't know if it's going to exude onto you. But that 13 to 18, 5 years, right? Just crazy war.
5 long years.
Right. It's been a long time, right? You know what I say to that person? The youngin? I appreciate you.
Nah, for real.
Now, let me tell you why, though. Because the truth of the matter is like the 40-year-old me gets to get the accolades of, hey, how you doing? You know, signing checks and traveling the world and speaking about violence and the things that. But it was that one right there that put in all that pain. So I'm able to look people that have been to war in the eyes. If it wasn't for that one, then I don't think anybody would really understand that that connection is real. You see what I'm saying to you? That one right there really put in all of the work. He really put in the cries and the tired nights and the low self-esteem and the wars. And so that's why I'm able to be at a gas station and somebody brought past me like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, he looked like he's 40 years old, but it's something a little off right there. And so if it wasn't for that person right there, then the 40, I wouldn't be able to be free right now. Because he done put in all of the work. And I want to appreciate him for all of the suffering he did and the adversities and the traumas that he overcame, because now he did that so I could be free.
Yeah.
And then now I know what to say to a person that will talk to us. And because if it wasn't for him, I could identify. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate him. So, because without him, I wouldn't be here. Truly.
Right.
Truly. Without him, I wouldn't appreciate. You know, so oftentimes I get a lot of women that say, well, you know, I was this way. I was in the streets. I was giving myself and all this other stuff. And I say, hey, shorty, like stop discounting her. Because now you at 50 years old can look at the 20-year-old you and be like, that's not the kind of man that I want because I've been there. So show some respect to her. You know, and they start crying and stuff like that and be like, yeah, that's real. I said, it is real.
It is. It's real shit.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Truly appreciate you.
Genuinely.
Yeah, you're real. And then I think that I just want to see you on the home, a small goal.
I do.
I want to see you with a little Yorkie, right? And whatever kind of dog it may be, with your nephew. I want to see you and your husband travel the whole world, speaking about the goodness of what you have accomplished.
It's going to happen.
And I know it's going to happen. You know, the funny thing is, could you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. I can feel it.
And if you can see it or feel it, then you can achieve it.
I can feel it. I'm going to do it.
Say less.
Just take a lot of discipline.
Do you got anything to say to the people out there, or kids out there, or adults out there that may be struggling? If you may speak to this podcast and, you know, transfer some love and some admiration and peace to them.
I mean, it'd be really hard for me to talk to a screen, but I just want you to know, just never give up. Never give up on yourself, never give up on life, and never give up on support. If you got support, don't push them away. Because that's the best thing you can have in our life.
That's right. Thank you, JS. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And this is your host, co-host for the day. Love, love, love.